Here we go with Monday. Yeah. Can't believe Virginia. She started off Blue Martini on Friday and then just kept it going the entire weekend.
I did. I had a party Saturday night. Went to Stonewall Ball and tore it up. Crawled in bed around 3 a.m.
Oh, my gosh.
Then
Wow.
Sunday, went to the new bottomless brunch they do at Pizza Girls and jumped into about 8 or 9 mimosas.
She told me the same thing. She said that to you on the air, but she told me off the air her day, and I had the same reaction you did. I go, you know what? Good for you, then. You said good for you, too.
No, good for you.
I feel great.
I am
I feel like it gave me
I can't do it.
power.
I couldn't do it. I'm in awe of that because I drank at Blue Martini on Friday, and I'm still hurting.
I kind of feel like it's the new vitamin regimen and whole health. I mean, I'm taking like all these different supplements and vitamins and different things that I never taken before from Revitology. And I can't think of anything else I've changed.
Yeah, maybe. Probably does help.
I think that's what it is.
It's been a little while since I've gone and gotten a treatment, and I need to. It's Indian Town Road for me, and it's just, setting up an appointment. I got to make it happen.
It's so close to my house. I love it.
It's on the way for you.
It's right there, baby.
It's beautiful for you. It's a great setup.
It's next to the Publix. I mean, I can shop and get my hydrate on. It's so good. They want us to do that cleanse together.
Yeah, I want to. And honestly, the whole thing, I talked about that earlier, was just a matter of, coming up with, when's a good time? Because there was always some kind of like event where I'm like, going, I want to be able to drink there. I want to be able to drink there. And then I was looking at the calendar. I'm like, I can't do it then because of this. And you do have to go and buy like certain foods and things like that. So it's a matter of going shopping and kind of planning it out a little bit. Make sure you're ready.
We can't do the cleanse until like August 21st.
But then I'll find something then because then you're harboring right on football season.
I know. There's always an excuse.
Yeah. So I might do it sooner rather than later. I mean, and the only thing like for me is I got to figure out like I got really like pretty sick over the weekend. Like Saturday, I was taken out.
And it wasn't from drinking. It was I think your body's run down.
I mean, it wasn't a hangover, I don't believe. Now, the Queen has a very different opinion than I do. She thinks because I was drinking. But I don't think it was that because it was the difference between when your body's going through like a flu or a virus and it's going through being hungover?
Yes, they're very different.
Yeah, and there's additional symptoms you get, without being gross, when you get the flu that you don't get when you have a hangover.
Were you on the turlet?
Yeah.
Okay, so then that's probably not a hangover.
Have you ever had that with a hangover?
No, never.
No.
I mean,
poopy cramps? No.
We've all, I'm sure we've gotten that thing they call beer shits, but that's not the same.
No, it's different.
It's not the same.
You're cramping up, you're struggling, you feel nauseous. That's a flu.
Well, and the other thing, too, is like anytime I've ever had a hangover, even the worst stuff, and I've really dialed it up, my hangover is gone by like noon. It's like I will wake up at like 5 a.m. and be like, oh, man, here it comes. This is when I used to get hangovers. And I haven't gotten a hangover in years, literally, years since I got a hangover.
Well, you've conditioned your body.
I have. I'm well trained now. But you know what? But it's always, every single time, no matter how hard I've gone, and I've gone a lot harder. And to me, I went medium level on Friday.
Yeah, you were not crazy. Neither one of you were crazy.
No,
you were fun and awesome.
I had 3 beers when I was there at Blue.
But you had pregame.
Yeah, I had like 4 before. I had 7 total the entire night out of like 3-4 hours. So 7 beers, 4 hours, and 1 shot.
You're gonna feel it. You're definitely gonna be feeling the good times.
Yeah.
But I mean, 7 beers. It's not like it's 7 shots.
Well, 2 of them were Coronas, and Coronas honestly is like spiked water. It's Coronas are like the kind of beer you can drink all day, and that's why I went with Corona when I was there.
Gotcha.
So it's different sides of it. Queen's like, oh, I've got a major drinking problem, and I was definitely hungover. And me, I'm like, what got me thinking is probably what happened is I'm so big on this recovery thing, and I feel it on Fridays. Every Friday, I am so exhausted. I am so worn out that I am on the cusp of like getting sick like every week.
You should put yourself on a regimen where you just get that IV hydration every Friday.
It's time. I'm running so tight, and I would have had no time on Friday to get, because Indian Town Road getting up there and back.
Sure would be cool if they could come to you.
Yeah, that's something
next level.
It is next level.
Well, if we do that, I'll go in on it with you. If there's a little service fee.
Yeah. So
I think that would be a good thing for us to do.
It's something to consider. But yeah, the only thing I'm like, and so maybe while I do the cleanse is I'm going to probably just try, because to me, recovery's the biggest thing. And alcohol, that is one thing. It does knock down your immune system. It does mess with your sleep cycle. So I'm going to probably take a little bit of a break from the sauce and try to see if that has any kind of effect. I'm
thinking about taking a break from drinking for at least a couple weeks or a month.
Well, it's just, and like I said, it's like if I'm going to start getting sick, and I would go years between getting sick, and I've been getting sick a little bit more frequently now. And so I'm like,
it's in your head.
Well, it's not in my head. I mean, I'm actually getting sick. So I mean, to that point, it's not in my head, but it's like, I think it's a matter of getting older. And I don't think this schedule it's brutal.
It is. It leaves no room for you to fuck up.
Right, exactly. The amount of stress and the amount of work and the amount of time you got to put in every single week.
If you have one bad night, it screws everything up. I'm not trying to sound like a baby. It just, those are the facts.
Yeah, I have to be so regimented on everything I do, because if not, then boom, I do one night where something's a little wonky and got the beer shits for 2 days. So it's like, that's proof to me, okay, I might have to just dial it back.
Well, the cleanse I'm going to try to attempt to do, I got to take it all out. Sugars. I mean, I think I'm just drinking water and leaves.
I think I'm going to do it too. You know what? I think it's a good thing to do every now and then, because you get all the toxins away from the fat cells and everything, and then you can lose a lot more weight if you ever do a diet. They always say do a cleanse before you do a diet, because your weight loss attempts will be a lot easier. You'll get a lot better results.
Really?
And they say do a cleanse before you do a diet. It'll just be much easier. If you ever go on a diet, going, I'm not freaking losing weight, and you're having a miserable time eating awful food and exercising, then you're just like, screw this.
The diet thing, I recommend don't even go on a scale until at least day 12, because you're going to get frustrated. And 12 days dieting when you haven't been doing anything or any exercise, that's a long time. You want some kind of result, at least something.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, how frustrating is that? So, so do a cleanse for 10 days and then do your diet, and then you'll be like, oh, your improvement's 30, 40% better than if you would have just gone straight on the diet.
I just got to figure out if I'm going to be living out in nature for the next 3 or 4 days.
That's a tough one, man. On top of everything else you're trying to do.
I hear you.
That's a lot, man.
I feel like I got to be out there, though.
I feel like you're going to be a victim of some kind of crime.
No, I'll be going Jonathan Dickinson State Park.
I know, but it's a tent. It's a thin sheet of fabric between you and the guy that wants to hurt you.
I was actually even thinking about just getting a sleeping bag and a pillow and just say, screw it. Let's just be, the stars are my ceiling. If it rains, baby.
Go sleep on your patio.
What's that?
Go sleep on your patio.
No, at that point, that's cheating.
Oh, wait, if it rains, you walk inside.
No, that's not how it's supposed to go, man.
But that's the way it's easier. It's an easy way to tap out.
Oh, no.
Anyway, got a lot of people that had a great time. Like Ashley sent us an email, said, I can't thank you guys enough for the last every single day. Just started streaming the whole show regularly on YouTube at work every single day. I never miss a beat now. And I usually don't go out on weekends for anxiety reasons, but after hearing the talk about you guys all the time, my husband and I finally went. And let me just say, I'm glad I did. Couldn't get the courage to go up and sing or even say hi, but it was nice just to see you guys and watch the madness.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Hope you'll be doing more events like this, and really hope the boys are still on for Double D's next month. Virginia got Double D's coming up on Wednesday, as a matter of fact.
I do. So obviously you're not ready for this one, but they're ready for you in July. I've got you a dance studio on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, so it's convenient to both of your cribs.
Yeah.
Where you guys can go and practice. I can get you a choreographer, or you can work out your own jam, whatever you want to do.
I don't want to... I just want to give my opinion on this.
Yeah.
I think that we need to work out our own jam. We don't need no choreographer. We don't.
Think so?
Yeah, if you trust me, which I think you do somewhat, let me put something together. At least let me attempt. I thought that was the deal.
I love that.
We're going to attempt to do it first, and if it's such a horrible thing, we'll bring someone else
The
in.
Bird and the Bronc, going back to their roots. Circa what, 2003, 2004? When did you guys do that Top Gun strip dance?
Well, first of all, I wasn't even on the show in 2003, and it was in 2010.
Yeah, I was going to say, it seems more right, 2010.
Maybe even 2011, honestly.
Yeah, might have been. Yeah, so if I cut it up a little bit, do a little cleanse, shed a couple LBs.
Yeah, I'd like to lose a couple pounds. I'm getting tired of people saying I look like an 80-year-old grandma.
So the performance, if you do it in July, would be Wednesday, July 26th.
That's enough time for me, bro. It's going to be me and you, 2-on-2.
Yeah, I'd say probably
one
you'll
on
do.
one,
Well, you got July and then you'll have one in August too, right?
I will have one in August as well. So
Yeah.
August is going to be the 30th.
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday, August 30th.
One of the two. It just depends upon how much time we need for both. Because diet and choreography, it's two things. I probably need, I'd say a solid 4 weeks.
Give us August.
Diet.
Give
Yeah.
us August.
You want August?
Yeah.
Probably realistically, just so that we're not rushed, because I don't want to be stressed out by it going, oh my gosh, what do we do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna make it real sexy, real
Get
nasty.
the bodies right.
Oh, it's gonna
Get
get
the dance routine
It's gonna
on
get
point.
It's gonna get nasty in a good way.
Yeah.
Now, are you going to invite Suits to make a one-time appearance at the very end in his little
That's
dick
pretty
suit?
brave if he wears a dick suit. You know,
I
that's
don't
up
know.
to him. That's his call.
I think
don't
that's
know.
just us getting crazy on the After the Show podcast.
Aw.
Yeah.
I think we'll have him and Denny's film it so we can get every possible angle.
Thank you.
I mean, every angle.
We need to be able to see this.
Let me see. Chase sent an email, said, I'm with some friends. We're all drunk, and we're just wondering when you guys started drinking. At what age? I think we kind of hit on that a little bit last week, but I was one of the last holdouts in my grade. I remember going to several parties, like everybody was like drinking. I'm like, what are they doing, man? It's so dumb. And like I got left behind. Like I went to probably parties for about 6 to 8 months in a row where I was just sitting there like playing music by myself, and I'm like, gosh, this is really like, this is what high school is going to be like. It's really depressing.
I was definitely a late bloomer. I was after school, like kind of like the after school special person. Guys, you don't have to drink to have a good time. Come on,
Right.
man. Just be.
Yeah, I didn't get it. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I was not playing at all in college. I was riding the bench. I was miserable, and everyone's like, "We're going to Panama City, Penny. You want to go?" I'm like, "Yeah, fuck it, I'll go." Half a beer and. That was it. It's all it wrote. A half a beer.
Wow.
I felt good. Next thing I know, I'm talking to like these bikini models. I'm relaxed. I'm in the mix of shit. I'm making it happen.
Yeah, I think I was a late bloomer, and it's only like 16, so.
I was going on 19. I think I was 3 weeks away from my 19th birthday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and came out of the chute pretty hard. We were pretty big drinker.
You were what, 8 or 9, Virginia?
7. I think I was 15. But I grew up in New Orleans, and so it's a different atmosphere. You just have to just understand that this is a drinking town, and I had some older friends. Like, I was introduced to it pretty early.
Well, I had my mom in my head, I mean, all the time. Don't you ever drink. If I ever smell alcohol on your lips, you're going to break my heart. And I mean, it's just constant. Growing up, you know, if my dad wanted to drink, he had to sneak out and do it and come back later on. Oh, I'm fine. Why is Dad acting weird?
Why's acting weird? Let me see here. A couple ideas for Jaybird's Daring Summer. Somebody suggested a roller coaster marathon. Getting on one, and you ride for a certain amount of dollars.
I'm going to be honest with you, that's not going to scare me that much. Roller coasters I can kind of do, and I know my anxiety's weird and it's very specific. If you want to really freak me out, the tough thing for me is being stuck up stationary in an high area where I can't get down quick. That's why parasailing was worse for me than jumping out of a plane.
Did you see that girl who was like stuck by her neck hanging from that thing at Six Flags?
We watched that video.
She's 14 years old, and all those people, they caught her.
Yeah, she like hanging out. She like her neck is stuck, and like they dropped her. She's like a 14-year-old girl, and she just finally like freed herself, and I guess dropped, and they caught her.
I think it was 25. See, 25 feet. I would feel okay with people trying to catch me. I think once you start getting past that 4th story, I'm like, I don't think they can catch me.
She had the best case scenario. I mean, they knew she was going to fall. All those people beneath her had time to prepare because she was dangling by her neck for a while.
Right.
And then when she finally did fall, they were all over it. I mean,
Okay.
It kind of in the video looks like it was too much help to catch her.
We are on the 5th story here. Let's say we had 20 people down there or 30 people that were going to catch me. Is 5 stories too high up for people to catch me?
I think so.
That's tough. That's the one where they need like, they have that kind of like thing where a lot of people hold on this kind of like a parachute kind of thing you jump into. Yeah.
So we're going probably after 3 stories. That's when you start getting into, because that's almost 3 stories right there.
Yeah, 3 stories and above, I think you're going to be really tricky to catch.
And you probably could hurt other people doing it too.
Yeah, you're going to crush somebody.
Yeah.
Imagine me falling off the 5th story into somebody. There's no way I'm not dropping an elbow and an eye somewhere.
Yeah, it's just crazy. She hit a tree on the way down too. Just kind of nuts. They say she's all right.
She
Yeah,
did.
Well, she was kind of like caught up in the tree. That's what it said in the story. But yeah, I saw the video. I don't necessarily remember.
I didn't see a tree.
Yeah, I think she was up in the trees. Maybe that's what they're talking about. I don't know.
But that's Six Flags. That's a pretty big to-do place. To think that shit like that goes on at one of those places, the big theme parks.
Yeah.
I never worry about going into big theme parks that have do they have a good reputation?
I mean, I don't think any of them have a good reputation. I think there's accidents that happen at all of them.
Even like your Universals and your Disney?
I think your Universal and Disney's the pinnacle. I think they're the top dogs. And then you've got kind of like those regional theme parks that are big. Like if you're from Ohio, they've got some big ones. They got one called Kings Island near Cincinnati and one called Cedar Point near Cleveland.
Yeah.
That, people like. And I would say they're a scotch smaller than like a Universal or a Disney. And they only have like one, whereas like Disney has like 3 or 4. So, those are definitely a lot more impressive. And the rides they're kind of like you've got like county fair and then you've got Disney and they're somewhere in between.
I know exactly what you're talking about. We went to a place in Pennsylvania called Idlewild Park. And it's one of those.
Stuff like that.
They got the big ass, roller coasters and it's clean looking and it looks nice, but it's just not at that Disney level.
It's like Wisconsin Dells and all these like different little places. And then Six Flags is kind of the regional stuff. And they've got those, all over kind of like the Midwest and different places. But yeah, you never know.
Yeah, you never know when some safety check hasn't been performed.
Yeah.
I mean, at a lot of the theme parks, you got teenagers working the rides.
Think about the fair stuff. That's the kind of stuff that would make me nervous. The county fair somewhere.
Yeah.
You're not.
And that stuff. And you never know. I mean, there was a water park, a big one in Kansas City, and they had like the world's largest water slide, and it was like a 6-story drop. Some like 10-year-old kid or something like that went on. I don't think the kid's landed yet. Like he just boom, yeah.
Well,
it's been shut down since then.
He got decapitated.
What park was? Yeah, that was the park I was wondering.
On the water slide.
It was bad.
I don't know what the heck happened, but the kid came out without a head.
That would rock your world.
That would that shuts you down.
They haven't opened it since, yeah.
I got to take a week off from work while I go to get some therapy to try to erase these visions in my head.
I don't know if I go back to work.
Ever again.
That goes down.
Ever again.
I think I'm out.
I might just for me, yeah.
Imagine you're that kid's parents.
Oh, no. It's terrible.
What the hell do you do from there?
No, I couldn't even imagine.
That is just when life is just not being fair, man.
Yeah. But I know what I think of when I go to bed tonight.
Yeah, can we stop talking about this shit? I'm struggling as it is with my sleeping now.
Sometimes you can know too much.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like there's some stuff that I've heard in the news this weekend that I wish I hadn't heard.
There's a reason why the cliche ignorance is bliss, because it works.
You're right.
That's why there's cliches. They're around so long because there's fucking truth to
I'm
them.
more timid than I've ever been in my life. I don't know. As I get older, I turn into a bigger pussy. I'm just afraid to go anywhere.
There's too many stories. There's every single day. Go on any feed right now, and you'll find some bullshit about some bullshit that's gonna fucking kill you or your family.
I'm afraid of everything. Yeah. And here's a fun one too. A writer for National Geographic studied cases where people have died alone.
Oh, jeez.
And they did find that most dogs do eat their dead owners.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, think about it. They're in there for. There's some weekends where if I was to die on a Friday afternoon, no one's going to find me realistically until the middle of Monday's show.
That's not true.
That is true. No, that's definitely true. There are weekends.
I was texting with you on Saturday. If you hadn't texted me back, I would have definitely gone to look for you.
There's been times where we've all texted each other and we just don't, for whatever reason. I'm telling you,
Jaber texted me Saturday morning. I was going to text him back, then I shit myself, and then I didn't text him back till Saturday night.
Well, I woke up Saturday morning thinking something bad happened at Blue Martini, so I'm texting Kevin and Virginia. Hey, what the fuck happened last night? Yeah. Kevin doesn't text me till 7 that night. I'm like, oh, Kevin's pissed. What happened?
I wasn't pissed. I was
shitting
shitting my brains out. I really was, man. I couldn't do nothing. I was just holding my breath for half a Saturday.
It sounds like you guys like somebody poisoned you.
It was weird.
Because it was in and out of your system awful quick.
Well, I told Virginia, I for whatever reason, I didn't drink that much on Friday, but the back half of the event is very, very almost borderline.
I remember everything.
Blackout.
I felt fine. In fact, I didn't even feel like I was like hammered. I felt like, okay, I'm buzzed, but I didn't feel like that. I mean, I remember walking out, I remember exactly who I was taking photos with. I remember that the Queen had a parking ticket. I'm like going, dang it, she didn't she didn't come and reset that thing. And we went home. We watched Friday night. I remember everything that was going on. And I woke up Saturday and I was really going, okay. I felt weird, and to the point where I'm trying to fake it. I know she's gonna think, she's gonna be like, you drank too much, you got like a hangover. So I went out and had breakfast, kind of faking it, and I'm like going, I don't think I have a hangover.
I'm getting sick. I got a bug. I got poisoned.
Yeah. And then Kevin, you're hungover.
And then told you, I'm like, I don't think I'm hungover. I'm like, I'm achy, and I told her, I'm like going, and I just shit my brains out. And
at the breakfast place?
No, when we got home from the breakfast place, I sucked it up for breakfast. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just suck it up.
Did you have the cramps at the table? Were they building?
Yeah, the whole time. Did
you go where you always go?
Felt weird. Yeah. I went to the first watch there Saturday morning. And then when I went home, and I'm like going, okay. She wanted to go out. She's like, it was like 2 hours later. She's like, you hungry? You want to go to Lenore's? I was like, I think I'm gonna pass. I'm really tired. I just need to lay down for a while.
All right, booze hound.
And that was it. It's like going, see, I told you you're hungover. I'm like, I don't think I'm hungover. She's like, yeah, right.
You're worthless on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, great. So, but yeah.
There's no way you were hungover.
I still.
You didn't have enough beer to be hungover.
Right, because that's, I don't want to sound like an alcoholic, but I typically, like on a Saturday, throughout the whole course of the day, I'll typically have about 7 to 8 beers. That's usually like my Saturday run.
No one's judging you here. Not in this room.
I know,
anyway.
not here in this room. Other people be going, gosh, that's heavy. But,
I'll have 7 or 8 at a 2-hour event.
Well, I was drinking Fireball. You were just drinking beer.
Yeah, I didn't
even feel hungover.
One person bossed a shot. I made an exception. had the one shot, but that was it. Everything else was just beer. So I'm like, I know what's going on with beer.
Sometimes what will happen is I will go to bed with a buzz, and then I'll dream a bunch of crazy shit. For example, I was having dreams about us at Blue Martini, and when I woke up, I was like, what's real and what's fake? what has happened?
Yeah. So anyway, that was a weekend. Let me see, Kentucky. I was talking to you about the dogs. Let me finish this real quick, because the crazy thing about it, he found out that most dogs do eat their dead owners. 24% don't even wait a day to start.
Wow.
You always think like, okay, if I die, like my dog would lay there and be sad by me, and they find me like a week later, and the dog was like guarding my body. No, apparently they start chowing down. That's what this guy found for National Geographic. He said in some of those cases, the dog ate their dead owner even though they had their normal dog food still available.
Damn, these dogs are pissed. They don't like us.
No, and he said dogs ate their owners even if they had a great relationship with no signs of abuse or neglect. And the belief is because they still have that wolf in them, their descendants, and it's just their animal instincts. And they're like, okay,
this is good eats.
Well, yeah, it's better than like dried ass dog food. And they're sitting there going, okay, what would you rather have? Well, going back to nature, I would eat, the carcass of a freshly dead animal.
Wow.
And they don't distinguish between, humans and, they're not like us. We're like going, I wouldn't eat a human.
We think our dogs like us, but maybe they are like, finally, I want to eat the bronc.
They might, but when it comes down to it, I think they're just like going, food is food. Like going, okay, they're not going to get back up.
Yeah, I've heard that story a lot where people get eaten by their dogs. Do cats not follow the same guidelines?
Weird, I don't think so. I think it's because they're smaller. I did hear, like, there was one story that, like, if cats were bigger, like the size of, like, pumas and all that thing, they'd kill all their owners.
Oh, yeah. No, pumas, that's different level. They talk about that on that show alone, where the bigger cats, they sneak up from you from behind, and they grab you by the neck, and it's lights out. You don't even know what's happened.
Damn,
really?
Yeah.
That's intense.
Oh, yeah.
That's what. Don't have a pet puma. Don't mess around. Kentucky John's got an idea for your daring summer. He said, have remove some honey from a bee's nest in his underwear while chewing on a ghost pepper. Then maybe shoot him with a paintball gun at the same time. Okay.
Oh, that's like a buffet of challenge. I see where he's going. I don't necessarily hate it.
And if he doesn't do it fast enough, then you tase his ass.
Yeah, no, I mean, your thinking's right on, Kentucky John.
Torture buffet.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Somebody else suggested, is there any way that Jason could go against a caller in the 5 and 10 seconds game? You would have to seclude him without giving him time to think about it. Seems like half the time he throws out a topic that he couldn't even do himself in 10 minutes.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Bring it on. I'm always up for a challenge.
So it'd be one of your topics that you would try yourself.
Hey, I am always up for a public failing. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm. So,
yeah,
anyway.
I'm in.
There you go. A couple suggestions.
I come up with my own topics and then I have to answer them.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
Let me see. Somebody said, so funny, listen to you guys drinking a few at Blue Martini. I had about 10 rum and Cokes in the 2 hours I was there. Yeah, people were really knocking it down.
They were. Well, I could tell people started getting real drunk because no matter what we threw out, everybody started singing, and that's a good sign.
Yeah, it's fun, though. It's just drunk sing-along. That's a fun party.
Yeah, I totally agree with the email before, the woman that said she was shy that was with her husband. When we go out, we should totally have activities like that.
I agree.
Singing.
It's fun.
It is. It's fun.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I think we'll probably take the same act to Boca and Lauderdale.
Definitely.
And then, we'll then decide if we need to change it up or not. Do something different. Let me see here. What else we got to cover today? Somebody, an anonymous, sent in this story here. You ever gone into a yoga class and had the farter around you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I said a couple of weeks ago, I went into my weekly yoga class, and for the last few sessions, there's been some woman who clearly has a flatulence problem.
Oh, it's a chick.
It's a chick.
Usually I picture the farter in yoga to be a guy. I don't mean to gender profile, but, you know.
Yeah, she's breaking wind all the time, and although I know it is a normal human bodily function and sometimes can't be avoided, it still makes me want to giggle every time I hear it happen. At my class earlier this week, I had the privilege to set up my mat next to a woman who involuntarily informed me that she was the farting yogi. I learned quickly that it is funny when you hear it from across the room, but when it happens just a few feet from you, it's not so funny after all. And what makes it even worse, that the woman is my mother-in-law. She's been doing this for weeks. How am I supposed to have Thanksgiving dinner across from her now? Oh my God.
Whoa.
Yeah, sometimes in life you can just get too close, too in it. It gets too real. It got too real for him.
You don't need your mother-in-law talking to you about your farting issues. That's just, I mean, that's too much.
The other thing, too, is if you're doing yoga and you know you're audible with your farts and you know that, make some fucking adjustments. Let's go.
Yeah.
Plug that thing up.
I would think if I was real gassy, I mean, I don't know, like, why? What is it that she is the one that's farting so much?
Well, if you fart that much when you're doing yoga, maybe you should get like a yoga video and do it at home.
Or get some Beano.
I think I would.
Beano's like $3. Pop a couple Beanos and see if that helps.
Yeah, I think I'd probably change it up a little bit. I wouldn't want to have that rep.
No.
Some people are okay with that rep. I have learned.
Some people go with farting. They don't really care, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody asking on the dates. If they don't get changed, right now it looks like we're going to be Blue Martini in Boca on Glades Road on July 14th, and then Fort Lauderdale on the 21st if they don't get changed.
Well,
I'm
here's
just sensing
the deal.
Virginia seems, I don't know, a little bit upset, Kath. In the microphone.
The 14th, I'm out of town. I've been telling them that, and I said, hey, you know, don't do it without me. It's more fun if we're all there.
No.
But fine, if y'all want to do it without me, do it without me.
No,
I'm not saying nothing. I'm saying as they're scheduled right now.
No, we will get.
I'm not saying it to you. I'm saying it to
okay.
them.
We'll get that changed because you are right. We all three should be there,
Thank
especially in
you.
the beginning. No,
It's more fun that way.
Yeah,
Let's have it do it strategically right, please.
Everybody's got a little thing they bring to the table. Everybody's got their little fun craziness, and it just why you would ever try to do it without all three is beyond me.
And
but
something tells me if we do it without her, she might be annoyed.
I don't need that.
I would be crushed
I don't
because
want-
I love this party so much.
I don't want any heat. I don't want any heat.
I had so much fun on Friday. I'd be so sad thinking about you guys doing it without me. I might start crying.
No, we're not. We're going to make the proper adjustments.
Oh, and just to clarify, too, somebody said it might not be farts in yoga. My girl does yoga, and her vagina likes to suck in air when her leg is above her head, and when she comes down, queef.
She's queefing?
She's queefing. So it's not a fart at all.
You do put yourself in some weird positions with the yoga, and I could totally see how that could happen.
So you can queef without sex?
Yes.
Do you queef a lot?
I don't, but I don't do all that. I don't move my body like this. Back in the day, I did, but it's been a long time since Mama contorted.
You're no Queen Laquifa?
No.
Wow. Okay. And people want to know about getting to Stewart or the Pizzle. We definitely still want to do that. It's just we got a running thing that we're doing now with Blue Martini. That's why we got it scheduled. But we keep pushing the sales department, being like, going, hey, get us set up, Sailfish Brewery, anything like that.
Sass or Salt's trying to set something up in Vero.
Yeah. I had a conversation.
That place is amazing.
I had a conversation about some of the breweries up there probably about 3 months ago, and I thought that, and the thing was to have something set up this summer. I never heard anything back from it, so I'm trying. I'm doing my best.
I was talking to some members of the Snack Pack. We were thinking about maybe kind of doing a reunion and doing a show up in that northern area because we've done it before, and they seem to come out up there.
They do.
So we are trying. We're not trying to neglect anybody. It's just the process is we throw out our suggestions like crazy, but it's got to be set up through our sales department. So they got to do the legwork on it, but we'll try to get it set up wherever and whenever we can, trying to get all over the place with this broad listening area. We appreciate it. We love you all. Hey, check out the Bud's Chicken and Seafood. Somebody did send an email, said it's great for the hangovers. Somebody had some on Saturday.
Amen.
So today's going to be kind of like my last supper type of thing because I'm going to be doing a cleanse. I'm going to Bud's, and I'm eating so much stuff tonight.
Did you see that super nice guy that showed up on Friday?
Yeah, did you see that guy, Kev?
He was wearing a hashtag Be Cool shirt. He came in with Bud's and with a gift for everybody.
He brought in my beer, my favorite beer.
Kev.
What was his name? His name's slipping from me. He was such a cool dude.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
so cool, crap. I can't remember his friggin' name. He was a great guy. Thank you.
That was so nice.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, man. Yeah, that was really awesome. Everybody was great out there on Friday. So thank you guys so much for coming out. Enjoy your Monday. We'll talk to you later. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.